Which brings us to our next award for this evening, the Volunteer of the Year Award. This community has been truly blessed to have Rick Povilaitis. Rick is the founder and director of the Brian Gibbons Homeless Outreach Program, carrying on the vital work of the late, great Brian Gibbons. For over a decade, Rick has served countless in dire situations, from dying in abandoned buildings, in parks, in homeless encampments, without little fanfare or recognition. The work that Rick does is vital. The work that Rick does saves lives every single day. In the middle of the winter, when it's below zero and freezing outside, Rick is there. On weekends and holidays, when folks are starving to death and have no place of refuge or hope, Rick is there. Rick is an unsung hero in this community for his sacrificial love and dedication to the most vulnerable in our community, and thankfully, with the great support of his beautiful wife, Carolyn, he has done tremendous things to make a profound impact on scores. I strongly encourage you to read his bio in tonight's digital program. But let's hear directly from a few of the folks that Rick has helped along the way.
My name's Brian Gibbons. I'm the Homeless Outreach Supervisor for the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services. We do homeless outreach, and we place people in apartments, and then we work to keep people in apartments. So our biggest job is identifying people. Some of them are in abandoned buildings, a few are in abandoned cars. And so until we get them housing, we deliver food and water, and then we get them all their IDs and everything they need to apply for housing.
I called 211, and I called, and they took our information. We told them our situation, and Rick called us, and he came and met us here. And after that, everything has been moving along better. I mean, this guy came like an angel from heaven, man. I'm telling you, he just, yeah, food, gas card, and McDonald's card, Walmart cards. And he always checks up on us too, like every other day.
He is an incredible man to keep doing what he's doing, walking through woods and finding people. There's so many homeless people in Waterbury alone. I can imagine all over, but in Waterbury alone, I never thought there were so many people that were living. We had our vehicle to stay in, and I didn't think we were going to make it. Because as the years went by, I said, this is it, this is our life, in the car. And it was just horrible.
I'm just glad we're here.
Yeah, I'm glad we're not in the car anymore.
The car, you hear the raindrops on the roof sound like rocks.
Oh, that one Christmas it poured rain so heavy and hail, and we were in the car, and what a lonely Christmas that was. All of a sudden, I call them Charlie's Angels because 3 people, Rick, Gavin, and Michael, came in a little later because he's a trainee. And all of a sudden they came up to our car. We were sitting at McDonald's and started talking to us. They just seemed really, really nice. And Rick, he was so outgoing, and you know, I could talk to him like I knew him forever. And then Rick would come by in the morning and give me a McDonald's card and a gas card, because if I keep that car running all night. Yeah, he got us an emergency Section 8, but I hear he's retiring, so that made me sad. because I don't think I could meet someone else like him. He really helped us, he really did.
Born in Waterbury, Rick graduated from Sacred Heart High School and Stonehill College. He received an MSW from Southern Connecticut State University and was employed by the state of Connecticut and in private practice in Middlebury for 20 years until he found his true calling, to work with the homeless. Rick and his wife, Carolyn, have been married for 54 years and have been blessed with 2 children and 6 grandchildren. Please welcome our Volunteer of the Year, Rick Povilaitis.
Thank you very much. Jared said he was going to do his best to embarrass me, and he really did. The video was very special. I had not seen it before, but it's important for me to tell you that Waterbury is blessed with so many helping agencies that if you had asked some clients of Leslie Swiderski or Tony Bacci at Waterbury Hospital, or the shelter, Megan's shelter at St. Vincent de Paul, or at Salvation Army, they would be stories just like that about them as well. So it's just important for everybody to know that we're part of a big network, and Waterbury is lucky to have such people that are very anxious to help everyone. We'll just start tonight, and just about every night, just a few miles down the road, people are sleeping outside. In tents, cars, vacant buildings, and doorways. These people suffer from mental health issues, substance use disorders, alcohol dependence, family issues, the economy, or a combination of all of these. Our mission is to find, engage, support, and refer people living outside to help them move from homelessness to safe, affordable housing. We meet their concrete needs in the beginning by providing them with tents, sleeping bags, food, water, propane, heaters, anything that they need just to survive outside. We also collect necessary documents and provide counseling so that they could complete paperwork so that they could eventually get a voucher like the couple that you saw on the video. Most importantly, though, we try to give them hope while they're living outside so that they know that there is something ahead of them other than just living in their car or just waking up in the middle of the woods when it's cold outside. It's a pleasure to work so closely with all of our community partners, especially people part of the coordinated access of care and all the other partners that take part in our network for the homeless. In addition to providing outreach to homeless people, we do outreach to the community at large just to raise awareness about what homeless people are like and what they need. Long ago, when I was in grammar school, Catholic grammar school in Waterbury, it was long before the ecumenical movement. So when Brian and I first went to talk to the people at Prospect Congregational Church about the homeless people, I really wasn't sure what to expect. I'd never been in a Protestant church before. So the first thing I noticed was how warm they were when I walked in. They were so nice to us and greeted us very kindly. The second thing I remember, I nudged Brian in the middle of the service and I said, "These people sing every verse to every song." I mean, I wasn't used to that at all. But what I remembered most was during the liturgy, the message was very familiar to me. The message was just what I was brought up with as well, and it's just to love one another and to help the poor. So that started a wonderful relationship with them and just about every other church and civic group in the area. There are volunteers that supply us with just about everything that we need for our clients while they're outside. And without them, our program would be incomplete. Just a few of the people that I'd like to recognize, the churches and civic groups that help us are St. Bridget's in Cheshire. They have a group of people that meet regularly, and they cut up plastic bags into strips, and then they braid them into mats so that people can put them on the bottom of their tent and on top and underneath their sleeping bags, so that they just have a little extra protection from the dampness. But they're long, and it's a very involved process, but they've been doing that for several years. The kids at St. Michael's and St. Pete's and the parishes have regular sock collections and gloves. We get hundreds and hundreds of socks and gloves all the time. So it's very important when folks are living outside in a tent in the winter or in the summer, the first thing they get up and walk out of their tent, if their feet are wet, they're wet all day. And so they go through socks pretty quickly. So socks are important for us, and there are groups that always take care of donating them for us. There's a youth group at Sacred Heart in Southbury that has collected thousands of dollars worth of gift cards for us. As you know, when folks, when they do wake up and they'll head to McDonald's, they can't just sit there idly. So if they have a McDonald's card with them, they're able to sit and enjoy breakfast, and people don't bother them. They can stay there for a while. We deliver over 150 sandwiches every month to folks outside. We're blessed with a lot of soup kitchens and food pantries in the city, but people get hungry in the middle of the night or when they first wake up, and so the sandwiches are important. They're prepared by a group at the Regency in Prospect, the Bible Church, the Union Congregation Church, and some high school friends of mine, the Costellos and the LaCours, who we all went to school together, and they've been very good about always helping us do all the things that we need. I'd like to really thank Easter Seals. They've been supporting the program since its inception. It's also important for me to recognize the CAN, the United Way, Ion Bank, the Webster Bank. There's a whole mess of banks and people that have been especially generous to us in the past. This past year, we were able to receive our 501c3, and we were able to get an award from the Department of Housing and the Housing Collective to fund our outreach position that has been really pretty much underfunded. And we were able to hire my intern from last year, who was at the Westcott School of Social Work, and he's started working in January as a real employee. So we were very happy to be able to receive that grant. Let's see. Our only fundraiser of the year is a golf tournament, and the volunteers there are mostly made up of Brian's family and friends, and it's been a sellout every year for the past 7 years. Last year, the proceeds that we got from the golf tournament, we were able to purchase a vehicle for the program, and that came in really handy because my car is not all that big, and it usually gets filled up with all kinds of stuff. And I also would like to thank our board of directors that's head by Monsignor Donnelly. They're very committed to sustaining and helping the program to grow, and it's we're very lucky to have them be a part of the work that we do. Finally, I'd like to thank my wife, Carolyn, for being so patient when I've been telling her one more year for the past 10 years. So. But we'll see, maybe one more year. Brian, Brian Gibbons truly was a champion of the homeless. There was really nothing he wouldn't do to help someone in need. Even to this day, I find people that tell me how wonderful he was and how he changed their lives. So it's truly been an honor for me to carry on his legacy. Thank you very much. Thank you.